Hello and welcome back to Attingham Park. We are just riding along in the John Deere because we're selling the Slurry. Now, if I just turn on the course, you'll see we've set up a bit of a reverse course up to the Slurry fill point, which seems to be working fine. Yes, it is. And then that goes off up to the animal dealer and the Slurry sell point there. Because if we have a quick look, we need to shift a load. So that is going to run. What's it doing now? Just sorting itself out. Perfect. Okay. So that's going to run away in the background. And we can now speed time back up. And then that's going to do, well, it's going to do all the carting for us because I don't fancy going back and forth all episode. Marvellous. So we can jump out here and say, see you later. And we're going to demolish the BGA. So then, into the construction menu, and we're going to say farewell to the base game BGA. Now, what I want to look at is what we can actually fit in here. So this is the industrial BGA. Now I think that is going to be just a little bit too big. And for the amount of slurry and manure we're getting, it might be a little bit over the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the mini BGA. Now, do I want the refueling one? Or do I want the normal? We'll go for the normal, I think. So, if we leave ourselves enough space, we should be able to sort a course out. Now, let's put snapping on. I think if we go here, late. Okay, so that's, how close is that to that fence? I didn't think it'd go as close to that. Oh. Seem to have built it through the fence. Oh dear. Well, never mind. It'll just look like they've built the fence up to it. So, that's that done. Now that gives us space to come in, dump, turn around and go back out, and also unload should we want to. So I think we will go in and we will landscape some concrete. Is that the one? Yep. Let's get this done. Leave a bit of a footing around certain places. There we go. Have a look at this round here. Get rid of all of that, I think, actually. Better. It's all one shade. Cool. So that's that done, and our money is looking rather good. So what I think we can do now is, once the John Deere returns to the farm, we will stop it from selling and we'll get it to deliver here. And then we'll grab a trailer and we'll ship all the manure up here. And then once that's done, we can advance time to probably February or possibly even March. So we're just down at our new biogas plant and looking for a trigger. There we go. So now if we stop the recording there and pull forward a little bit, and then we can put this as mini BGA tip, I guess. Actually, no, unload. There we go. Super. And we can obviously unload that into the BGA, and then we'll loop it back round and give ourselves plenty of turning space. It's really freed up this area. We might be able to put some of the Doika buy points in here actually at some point, should we need it. So we'll loop back round. Go. We'll ignore those points for now. Doesn't matter if we get too close to the incoming route, as long as we can make it back to here. So we'll join those, and we'll just turn off recording for a second, and then we'll drag that using the right hand mouse button just to move the points so they're well away. Right. So what we can do now is I'll go back through and join up the points that were down there, and then we can set this to deliver the slurry here, and then ultimately the manure. Now, the other thing that we need to do is, if we take a quick look at the sheep, they're not doing too well. Probably because I've filled them up with hay. They might, to be fair, they're probably alright at the moment. But in the spring, once that hay's been eaten down, we need to start feeding them properly. So that's something to do. So I'll sort this course out here, set that loop in, and then we'll start to advance time. Now, I was going to advance time, but I'm not seeing things, am I? This straw blower is moving on its own, isn't it? How very bizarre. Unless the turbo farmer's got some sort of magnetic field around it. That is very, very strange. Loving the turbo farmer. Just used it to bed up the cows. So I think probably what I'm going to do is sort out the straw blower, and then I'll see you in Feb. Well, we're into Feb, and you'll see it's snowing, which is lovely. Just feeding the cows to top them up a bit. And we've got some of our beef cattle that are at their, what I think is the maximum value. So what we're going to do is, once we've fed the cows, we're going to then go and sell 10 of them. So the Angus and the Limousin. And okay, so let's just check that. So that's 2 buckets of maize. So we need some spuds. The spuds are a bit cold. Sheep are working their way through the hay, and you'll see that we've got loads of potatoes from the open air garden, which is rather good. The John Deere is carting the slurry. I did stop it for a bit because obviously we had shifted it, but I've started it up again now, and the BGA had processed all of the slurry. So if we take a look at that, while that empties into there, so we can activate that again, you'll see already we've got 50,000 litres of electric charge. So all good, and yeah, that's really set us up nicely for getting rid of the byproducts from the cows, or the waste products from the cows, should I say. So let's get the cows all fed. We'll attach the animal trailer, and then we can get some cows sold. Well, we're into the second day of Feb now, purely because the weather was atrocious. The frost was on the ground, which meant the ground was flickering, which nobody wants to sit and watch, let alone me. So yeah, skipped ahead, fed the cows. Oops, crash count +1. There you go, Pete. One's for you. So we've got the Angus loaded up. Check then. And we will sell those. So 17.5 grand. That is not bad at all. Now, I don't think we're going to buy any more at the moment. I think what we're going to do is we'll go and grab the... I forget the name of them. What are they called? Limousine. And we'll get those sold as well. We'll continue to raise them for now, although in maybe the next episode we'll be getting a delivery of Holsteins from Calmsden, so we'll be getting 30 of those, so that's going to push up the feeding quite a lot. So what we might have to do is get rid of all the younger beef stock and just keep the ones that are going to bring us in the most amount of cash, I think, when they are at the right age. So I'll grab the next load and I'll see you back down at the animal dealer. Then we are going to have a look in the store and see if we can bag ourselves any bargains. So back up at the livestock market, and we can get rid of another, not 3, no, 5 of the limousines. There we go. Excellent. Money is looking rather healthy. So I think what we could do, just to speed things along a bit, is get rid of that and send this back to the main farm, and we'll beat it down there. So there we go. We can set this off now again because there's enough slurry to do another load. Right, so with the anticipation that we will be buying something, we'll set ourselves a store delivery point. Now, first thing that I've spotted is not overly exciting, but it's a roller. So I think we're going to go for the wider one, which requires a whopping 60 horsepower. So we'll buy that. Excellent. So I don't think we're going to mulch, but the rolling I think is a good thing to be starting to do. Now, what else do we actually need? Well, I'm hoping to get a new tractor. A 9R would be magnificent, but it is far too big. Don't need a sugar beet harvester, and we're not doing grapes. So, or olives. Can you do that with olives? Yes, I think you can. So yeah, let's have a look at probably medium tractors, I guess. What have we got that we could possibly stretch to? Do we need something with a decent amount of horsepower? As nice as that is, I don't think it's going to be any good for us. How much are these? 270, then that was 276. Good. How'd you get yourself to 27? Ah. Oh, it's the Steyr version. Ooh. How much is this? 145 grand. That's a lot for an old tractor. I think we're going to wait for that one. I think, yeah, we can manage at the moment. Having the turbo farmer really does help. I think, yeah, that's a much needed pool. So how are we doing here? Could do with a bit of water. Food is plenty. I think we're going to move these bales, you know, just because we need to start getting the other food in now. So we need them Oh, there's the John Deere. We need them to start eating the hay and for it to empty out. So get those out of the trigger for now. How are we doing for spuds? I dread to think. 5,488 litres in storage, plus all of this lot. I'm half wondering whether we actually need to put a root crop in now. I think if we have a run round to our field over here, this was going to be the root crop, wasn't it? So maybe that needs a rethink. One to ponder. I think, well, what I'm going to do first is shift the vent out of the way, let the John Deere continue to move the slurry, and we'll catch up in March, I think. Okay, so it's March. John Deere is running around, shifting the slurry for us. I've been keeping an eye on the sales. Now, we've got not one, but two McCormicks in the sale. So there's this one, which is a 52% discount. It's got 22 hours on it, 31 months old. Or there is this one, which is a bit more money, but it's only 6 months old. And I've just noticed there's this one, the 8R. Now, as nice as that would be, yeah, see, to get it anywhere near only 130 grand. We've already got a John Deere though. No, I've decided we're going to go with this one, and we are going to max it to 310 horsepower. We're going to have GPS. We're going to have black rims, and we'll go for wide tyres and weights, I think. 163 grand. Get in. And there it is. Super. Lovely looking tractor. So, next thing we are going to do is, if we take a look at, not the contracts menu, but our field 45, we can, in fact, can't put corn in yet, so it would be good to get one layer of fur down on 45. I think for that we're going to use the manure. So if we jump into the tractor, I am loving this. Now the other thing that I want to buy, because we're getting a lot of pallets at the, not only the potatoes from the open air garden, but the strawberries from the greenhouse, I want to try and get an auto load trailer. So in between recording sessions I will have a look for one. But yeah, that's the other thing that I'm thinking of investing in. Doesn't need to be massive. Don't mind doing the trips, but yeah, it's something I want to have a look for. Let's get hooked up to here. We can head down to the field and we'll start spreading. Now, one thing that I want your help on. I can't decide on what we're going to put in this field. I really don't think we need to put a root crop in now. Potatoes from the open air garden do us absolutely fine to supplement the feed. So let me know what you want or what you think we should put in here that best suits us with maizeplus. So that's poplar out. Okay, before we even go there, poplar is a no-go. So, right, I'll see you down the field. Feel free to comment and tell me what crop to put in there. Spreading has commenced. Bit of a rubbish job. The tractor to do on its first outing for us, but needs must. Didn't actually look how much manure is in the pile. I would think we've probably got enough. This is a reasonably wide spread, and also it's a decent capacity, to be fair. Tractor's having no problems pulling it up the hill. Let's avoid the tree and get all of that in one go. There we go. So let's back up and we'll see how far around the field we can get. So the milk is brewing nicely. I think probably have a look at when the best time is to sell that. We're in no danger of it overflowing from the tank, let's put it that way. I think that is the plan there. I guess if we have got enough manure, or even we could maybe use the digestate, we could take that FERT contract. But that's, yeah, we'll do, maybe look at that later on if we've got time, and yeah, depending on how we are going for cash. I do like this manure spreader. Just a bit there. Right, I'll empty this one, go and refill, and we'll catch up then. So the first load didn't quite make it round the headland, so I went and refilled, and we've got 195,000 litres of manure left, so I'm guessing that we're going to be okay for doing this field. So as I've said previously, we are going to put corn in this field, and we are going to do it for we're going to make maize silage bales, and then in the bunker back at the farm we are going to do grass silage. So kind of swap the bales around a bit, so hopefully we'll have less around the yard, and I think that'll do us all right then, because well, it's kind of similar amounts we're putting in really. 2 buckets of maize silage out the pit at the minute is about 5,600 litres, so I would imagine bale size is about that. I don't know exactly. So that is the plan. So we've got canola in the field. Let me spin around. Over there, behind the houses. This is going to be corn. So, yeah, do we put a crop that we can get straw off into the small field? Would be an idea. But yeah, I'll see what the comments say, and we'll go from there, I think. So this shouldn't take us overly long. I'm loving the McCormick. Very, very happy with that. So, yeah, I'll crack on, do a bit more, and then we'll catch up when we're very nearly finished. Last little bit, and we are all fertilised. Let's just check the mini-map. Looking all good. Right, I think what we're going to do, let's just check on health of everybody. Okay, fine, good. Yeah, we need to quite quickly sort out the sheep. They're not going to, you know, egg it. They've got the roughage to be going at the hay, but yeah, I'd like to get that balanced out at some point in the very near future. Draw's good. So, in fact, that reminds me, we need to set the electric charge to selling, and then that slurry can continue to process. So, we're going to head back to the yard, and then we'll contemplate doing a contract, I think. So, a slight change of plan, as per normal. Got the ribbery on the back of the McCormick. We are going to mow the headlands off of field 28. And we're going to feed that to the sheep. So let's have a look at how this works. We can unfold that to the side and turn our beacons off. We'll power it up, pull into the field a bit, lower it down. Now we need, what do we need? We need condition. So is that now going to swap over? Yeah, that brilliant. Cool. So we'll just plod around the headland. Let's have a look at it from the outside. Looks pretty good to me. We're not going to need a lot, hence why we're just doing the headland from this field. That should, in theory, then get the sheep's health up and yeah, get them being slightly more productive. So we've been round once. Now we're just getting right into the hedge line. So we're maximising the amount of grass that we can get. There we go. We've knocked over the hour. So we've got the payment for the electricity. That's nice, tidy little income. So all in all, we are looking pretty good. Now, this will sort the sheep. Cows are absolutely fine for food. The looked at the crop calendar and yeah, I kind of missed the boat on the cereal crops. So we've got oats. So if we're going to want straw, then that's what we'll have to go with. Failing that, we will just have to take some from a harvest contract maybe, and then deduct money and yeah, pay the farmer for the straw. But I don't think we're going to struggle. We are doing rather well, and I'm pleased with it. It was a slow start as we got things built up, and the cows now producing the milk for us. So yeah, jobs are good and happy with that. Now, don't want to be taking too much of the main field, so we'll just 50 past the tree, lower back down again, and we'll run along this hedge line here, and then that is us done with the ribbery for today. I think this is going to come in handy for looking after the sheep. Could go and get all the individual components, but I think with the hay and the conditioned grass, that is going to do us absolutely plenty. So let's fold that in, stick a beacon on, jump back in cab, and we'll head back down and feed this to the sheep. So down by the sheep now, and if we back up, there we go. Get the... Is that it? Seriously, all they're going to take? Really? I think we might have a look at changing that capacity. But the good news is that, you know, we've got all 4 sliders now with a little bit in. By no means perfect. This hay needs to come right down. So, looking at things, I mean, look at these. Look, clicking every time and there's a new contract come up. I'm going to have a bit of a think now whether I want to do those or we crack on and do something for ourselves. So it turns out that March is actually a decent month to sell milk. So we are up with Miss Holland, and we are going to sell our wares to her. So what I'm thinking of doing is just had a look at the length of the recording so far. We're going to sell the milk. We're going to go and sort the potatoes out, and then we'll call it a day there. We've got the fertilising we can be doing in another episode, so that's fine. They're not going to go anywhere. And by then, I will have your feedback on what crop to put in build 36. So 24k from that milk. Lovely. I think there's a couple of thousand litres left as well. So yeah, that's the plan. So next episode will be fertilising, and I'll be planting, hopefully, a crop that you decide on. If there is no comments, it's going to be oats, and yeah, we'll just go with that. So we'll drop this off, we'll grab the Merlot and the cane trailer, and we'll shift some spuds. Now, I never said that I was going to use the turbo farmer to load the potatoes into the trailer. I brought it round because we've got the bucket just in case we need the extra capacity, but we might just be okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, should be fine. There we go. Excellent. Is that everything? Lovely. So this lot can go, hopefully, back round and be tipped into the potato bunker. Could cut through the hedge, but my name's not disturbed. So I'll get these back round because I've got a feeling it's going to be a bit of a slow drive, and I'll see you in a second. Right, spuds tipping. And I do love this turbo farmer. It is so handy. I'm glad we hit the bullet and leased it. In fact, let's just get this empty, then we'll take a look. Here. So we have got the lease to own. Still 90k. So I think for now, we'll keep it on lease. But yeah, we're going to buy that at some point, and it will be ours. So I think that's quite enough of me rambling on for one episode. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, leave a like, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.